Welcome to the rhythm of life, people. And this is an update on myself and my mental health, and just letting you guys know what happened, because obviously I launched this website and with high hopes of loading content every single week, in supporting others go through their journey by sharing mine. And I kind of hit a block, and I went through all the things that everyone goes through. Like, I went through self-doubt, like that no one really cares that I'm doing this, and I thought, what's the point? I went through, like, I'm not good enough, like no one really cares what you got to say, and procrastination. Like, I bind that in Jesus' name and I break it in the blood of Jesus. Procrastination, like, just say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and then it sent me to a place of confusion where I didn't even really know, like, my purpose was with the site. And I was like, what is it that I'm really even trying to achieve? Like, do I even have enough content to even share? Like super hard on myself, and also just struggling with my own mental health. As I started this website, I was, diagnosed with depression, with clinical depression. And that was what I was suffering through, and what God was breaking in my life and delivering me from in my life. And I've always had suspicion since I was little, not little, but early teens, I would say, that I was bipolar. I always had suspicion that was, because I would feel these intense feelings, like, you have no idea, like, intense feelings. Like, I could feel all these things, in, I want to say, like, a second or less than that. I could feel happy, sad, angry, joyful, indifferent, motivated, excited, sorrowful. All these things, I could feel them in a second, like, and it felt like this, like that. That's what I'd feel like, and I'd be like, and I knew, I had this intuition, and I was like, that's not normal. Actually, no, I'm not going to even say the word normal anymore. We're going to eradicate that. I was like, that's weird. And I just knew that maybe not supposed to feel like that, but I knew, like, I'm not supposed to be like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, feeling like that. I always had a suspicion, but I just kept it to myself. And then, like, I think like a year ago or so, we were like at a wedding, and then like my family friend, his name is David, he said to my mum, oh, do you know what, she may be bipolar, because, like, I guess he's watched me growing up and stuff, and sees kind of how I am, and he has people that suffer from it in his family. I think he suffers from it as well, so he may have noticed things in me that he was like, okay, whatever. So I went to my doctor and I told them, like, I want to get assessed. It wasn't actually the doctors. I was like, I want to get assessed, and my doctor was actually like, I don't think you got it. And I was like, and then they ask you all these questions, like these really extreme questions, right? And I was like, nah, I want to get assessed. And then so they put me through to get assessed, and it took a while in the NHS, like, to get assessed. Like, I was waiting forever. Finally got an appointment, and then they changed my appointment, which was like, ugh. Anyway, finally had an appointment, and then I had a whole session with, like, I don't know, what are they, a doctor or something, I don't know. No, I had a meeting with a nurse first. And then the nurse, they do like a thing with you, like a rule, like, questioning about your life, and I think I was having a high day that day, because she kept saying to me, you seem really excited, and I was like, I'm not excited. But that's part of it. And then so like, had that, and then they report to the doctor. Then the doctor comes and says you don't know how to meeting with the doctor. And then the doctor, he basically assessed me, and I said, okay, so what's up? Like, am I bipolar or not? And then he was like, you show traits of it. And obviously, I guess they're trained not to, like, give a definitive answer until they have one. And then he was like, you definitely have symptoms of it, and show traits of it, blah 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 blah. So then they adjusted my medication, that I was on, and they put me on antipsychotic meds, which are for bipolar and schizophrenia. But obviously, for me, it's not for that, if that makes sense. It's used for that as well, but it's not for that for me. So he gave me these pills, Cretamil, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna go find them. Stay there. And I'm back. Right, okay, so they gave me these Quetiapine, and they started me on 25 milligrams a day, and now I take 50 milligrams a day, and these are the ones I take at night time. And then I'm still on Citraplam, which is an antidepressant, and I take 30 milligrams of those every morning. So it's a lot of meds to take. So I have like a little thing, and then I have my pills in them. I'll show you. So the pink ones are the antipsychotic meds, and then the white ones are the antidepressants. So I started taking those, and then I actually felt so much better, and it was the first meds ever did anything for me. Like, my whole family started noticing a difference. Like, my brother and my mum were like, I think these meds are working for you. Like, I was waking up every day, like in the morning, and I was going to sleep fine, and I was being productive, and I felt happy, and it was like, all right, like, maybe we find a balance here. So that was really good. And I was really happy with that, because, you know, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, bro. But anyway, so I was waiting for my follow-up, and in waiting for my follow-up, I did my research on bipolar, and then I was reading about bipolar 2 disorder, and I was like, it felt like I was reading about myself. Like, I was on the NHS website, and, you know, it felt like I was reading about myself. Like, it literally was describing me. Like, everything goes. So bipolar 2 is different from bipolar 1. Bipolar 1, you have like extreme like episodes, whereas like with like bipolar 2, you have hypomania episodes. Like, when you're like, obviously you can be really impulsive, really excited, and obviously I'm all those things. Everyone that knows me, I'm all those things a lot of the times. And it's just not as severe. You don't get as severe like breaks as you do with bipolar 1. And I was reading it, and I was like, yo, this sounds like me. Like, even down to the impulses, to like everything like this. I sometimes I get up and I'm searching for something, and like I can't explain it. Like, I cannot explain it. It's really hard to explain. But let me explain a hard day. I wake up in the morning, yeah, and it's like the day was made for me. This happens to me a lot, obviously. And it's like the day was made for me, and it's like I walk out the house, and like everyone's watching me. Like, I feel like everyone's watching me, and I feel like everything's going my way. I feel like if I press the button, like at the traffic lights, it's gonna go green, and it will that day. That day it will go green. Everything will go my way, and it's like smooth. Like, I'm on fire. Like, I'm so productive. I will get weeks worth of work done in a day, and like, and then I'll crash the next day. It might last 2 days or 3 days or something, but then like I'll crash. Then I won't be able to do nothing, and then I'll be in bed. I won't be able to get out of bed. I'll be tired. All the above. So, you know, it makes sense. Because I would have, that's what I've always been like this. Like, even in my personality, like, I'm not an in-between person. I do not know how to be an in-between person. I struggle with it. Like, you're either my friend or you're not. There's no in-between. Like, and I struggle with that. Because, you know, some people are your acquaintances. Are acquaintances to you. And it's like, I don't really like this acquaintance thing. I'm like, are we good or we not? Like, good. Like, I can't do in between. Like, I either love you, and if I'm mad at you, I'm mad at you. Like, I don't have an in-between with anything. Like, if I love you, I love you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. Like, if I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm sad, I'm sad. Like, I don't have an in-between. I've never been able to live in that space of balance. I'm just either up or down. So what happens is I've learned to cheat life. And this is why it makes so much sense, this bipolar thing. Because I am capable of doing a week's worth of work or studying in one day when I'm on. The other days, I can't do nothing. But no one notices because I killed it so good the other day. And it's like school, you know, I didn't really listen. No, I did listen. But I could spend one evening studying and I would know everything. I would know. I was so good. I was really good at exams. Like exams, aced them. Yeah. Because I could do it. Do you know what I mean? And that's this is really hard to explain. So beautiful people. We're talking about my bipolar diagnosis. So yeah. So basically I've also suspected it, and it's basically all these things are confirming my suspicions. And I've had my follow-up with the doctor, and he's confirmed basically that I am, but he wants a psychologist to and to give me proper analysis and blah 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 blah. But I'm taking the meds for it. They're helping me, so I think like we know like what it is. I don't get what this whole song and dance about is, but I am doing much better, and I'm really don't look at it as a disability, because first of all, I refuse to. I'm a child of God, baby. I'm of sound mind. And it's not a disability. I just think that the world is really catered to how one mind works, and it's not catered to different types of minds and how they work. And there's nothing wrong with me at all. It's just that I need to find my normal and find how I function in this life that's not built for me. So you know, it would really mean about work-life balance is important. Would be very important to me. You know, living in a space where I have a lot of freedom to be a free spirit, which is basically what I would call it. So I'm a free spirit. So I don't look at it as a disability. It's a diffability. Pow. My sister says that. I got that from her. I'm not going to steal it. Yes, it's a diffability. I'll give credit where credit's due. Yeah, so I'm just different. Is how I look at it. I'm just different. And I've learned to embrace my highs more. Because before, when I'd wake up and I'll be like this, I'll be bouncing off the walls, and then I would realize, I'm too happy, and I would get sad because I knew tomorrow that I was gonna have a really bad day. But now I just live in the moment, and I embrace my high days and live them up. And then I'm like, tomorrow might be a low day, but tomorrow's a low day. But there's still positives in those low days. You know, like I get time to pray, and I pray on the happy days too, but it's like, you know, I really get to lean on God more than I probably do when I'm high. And I'm thankful and grateful and for everything. I really am, really, really, truly am. And this has been an incredible journey, because I didn't even know I was going to end up here. I thought, yeah, we got it, you know, we got the depression thing. We know all the trauma. We've got to work for all the trauma. It's going to be fine. And then it's like, well, there's another span in the works, and that's fine. And I'm doing much better. And the meds are helping. If I do forget to take them, it's not good. It's not good. I've had times when I forget to take. I do have alarms, but I have times when I have forgotten to take them, and then it's 3 days of bedtime. It's terrible. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. But I am grateful. But that's where I'm at, and you know, that's what happened. You know, a lot of things happen, and I'm just trying to set realistic goals for myself and not put so much pressure on myself, and you know, really start healing into my gifts that God's given me, which is like this, talking to people, inspiring people, motivating people. I'm really good at articulating my emotions, and I think that's why like God wants me to do this. It's like, 'cause I can really express like what's happening inside well, and I hope that, you know, people receive that, and I'm excited. And you know, and God has revealed a lot to me in the last few days as well about like my calling in the bigger picture. So I'm kind of excited about that. Like I want to like write about that, like, and you know, pray on it. You know, it's not wise for me to share that now, but definite, you know, good things that he's showing me, which is amazing. And you know, and just being in my walk with God has also been confusing, because I'm like, am I dwelling in the sorrowful parts, and as a child of God am I supposed to be like dwelling? And it's like, no, I'm not dwelling, I'm just sharing my story. And like all these things played a part to me just basically being completely silent and not pushing forward what God has put me for. And you know, maybe one person will say this, but if he set me for one person, he set me for one person, and I just have to be obedient, and I have to be meek, and I have to, wherever I'm at in life, I have to take heed and embrace it and be obedient to Christ. So, you know, just because he didn't send me to like speak to 1,000 people don't mean I don't go. You know, if he sent me to speak to one person, it means I'll go. So this is me going, and this is me trying. And you know, pray for me. Whoever prays, pray for me, please, that, you know, that I continue to do this, and I continue to help others, and just showing people how like I keep my rhythm. How do I keep upbeat? How do I combat this mental illness? Well, I don't even want to call it that, mental illness. I don't want to give anything power anymore. I want to take the power, and I'm taking the power just owning who I am as a person. And you know, when I have any harmful thoughts, it's really helped with God, because I just rebuke it straight up. Like straight up it gets rebuked. Yeah. And my one of like my mentors, a friend from church, Phoebe, she taught me this little technique, that anything that's negative, you just have rebuke that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I rebuke that. Like it can be simple. Someone can say to you like, oh, you can't do 10 push-ups. I rebuke that. Rebuke it. If it's negative, rebuke that, because God has no negatives, okay? There's no negatives, only growth. So I just rebuke it. If those thoughts come in my head, I'm not gonna rebuke that. If those thoughts, like sometimes like I have been in my bed and I have cried to God to take me. And I've said, God, I'm done. Please take me now so I can be with you in heaven, because I cannot keep fighting this thing, because like, just take me now. And because the pain that I feel in my heart is excruciating in those moments. And I've had less of those times, much less. And I've had a lot of revelation around the whole situation from God. And I just don't want to complain anymore about anything. I'm strong, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I'm strong. And God makes me strong. And he has not given me a fight that I can't defeat. Period. Because number one, I don't have to fight the battle. He fights the battle. Just a vessel being used by my king. And yeah, I'm just like, let's go. It's like I want to embrace it. I want to embrace the challenges that are in front of me, whether it be with my friends, with my family, with myself. I want to embrace the challenge, because to me, if I don't embrace them now, and I don't walk in them now, and I don't rise in them now, how am I going to be ready for what he's prepared me for? Because this is like training. I'm in training ground, right? I'm in training ground. You know, that's why it takes time to get your calling, because I'm in training. And so I'm like, Ruth, just get it done. But that's the update. That's what's been happening with me.